Welcome back to another one on this channel. I go over difficult conversation, tough talks, and talk about things that people aren't really touching on from a biblical perspective. So if that sounds like something you're interested in tagging along in the conversation, putting in your input, you can go ahead and subscribe, like the video if you feel like more eyeballs and ears should be touching on these topics that I'm about to talk about, which is this right here. What's the ideal number of sexual partners? Study reveals the sweet spot, and it's not what you think. Okay, it says a new study revealed the socially acceptable number of intimate partners for each gender, and it might surprise you. According to the study featured in Social, Psychological, and Personality Science, the magic number of for guys is 4 to 5 lifetime partners, with 2 to 3 of them being casual hookups. Find out more at the link in the blah blah. Okay, so I'm not even gonna look because it's some BS just from the male perspective. It's some BS. And I was quite satisfied with some of the comments, but I still feel like it needs to be touched on because there definitely are people out there that don't understand. Because it said the first comment says the ultimate flex for body count is 1. The thread starts from here. Oh, honey, baby girl, sweetheart, that's not a flex. That's not living. Okay. And there are definitely a lot of people that think like that. And I just wanted to touch on it real quick because the reality is the reality. Okay. Having intercourse with just anybody isn't the same. It hits different when it is somebody whom you love. It hits different when it's somebody that you care about. It hits different when it's somebody who cares if you wake up in the morning? Who cares about your day? Who cares what you eat? Who cares when you get home? It's not conducive to peace by just going and hopping around from person to person just to have fun. Okay. A lot of people think that having one person who you're with, that's so boring, that's so whatever the case is. But trust and believe, it is so much more painful to have multiple bodies, multiple people who have touched you, who has slept with you in certain ways that you no longer have access to, where you don't even know where they are. You know that they're not even thinking about you. They couldn't even care, and they used you for that moment because that was it. Okay, you don't want to go through that experience. The true happiness, for real, true happiness is in the relationship that you create with God, the relationship that you create with Him. There's no love like His, but the real relationship lies. If you're going to be with a man, if you're going to be married, is the man, is the woman that God brings to you. Okay, because He knows you inside and out. He knows you more than you know you. So wouldn't He be the perfect matchmaker? So studies like this is just really just trash, and I don't really have much to say about it. I'm happy that a lot of people, also think it's trash. It says there was this one comment says gotta slay the dragons to get to the princess. No, that's not how it works. Okay, that's not how it works. That don't make no sense. Being sleeping with somebody isn't the way to find out if you love them or not. That's not how it works. Okay, that's not how it works. But especially with there being flesh eating STDs, I did a video on that. All type of that leads to passing away. That ironically is not having more people having access to your body is not the way to actually live. Okay, but with all that being said, that's why God had put it on me to create a book called Value of Virtue, essentially going over the things that I went through. A lot of these little girls know way too much about sex. They know way too much about intimacy without knowing the real meat, the real facts of the situation, the spiritual war that's going on. I myself was introduced to corn at the age of 6, I believe, and ever since then it's opening doors to demonic entities that led me to ultimately come in contact with the spirit of self-deletion. And I had been attempting self-deletion since I was like 12. So this is just information that if I had known, I would have understood more. Yes, of course, there's some people, some women, some men that are just going to have to go through the battle. But If you could learn for somebody, not go through those things, that would just be super beneficial to you, because a lot of decisions I made ultimately ruined my life. God definitely came through. God definitely is working me through. It could have been way worse. Of course, I'm counting my blessings, but I'm just letting you know the severity of the situation. Okay. So if you do want to show your support while getting edified, the link is in the description. I also have another book, Melanated and Expected. This is not going to be your book about how to hold a baby. Okay. We already know Black women are the main targets when it comes to everything. You already know when a Black woman goes into a hospital, her mortality rate is going to be that much high. It's going to be so much higher than other nationalities. So there's just so many things that if I had known before, especially when involving other people, because being mother, even if you're doing it for a selfish reason, is a selfless act within itself. It will be affecting other people. So having this information is a great resource for you, to have it as an arsenal to protect the generations to come. So again, the link is in the description if you want to be edified. Over a few hundred pages and counting. So anything that I've updated, if you do decide to buy, will be added to the book as a lifetime situation. Okay. More importantly, create that relationship with the Most High. Seek Him. Okay. His arms are wide open at the moment for the people whom really love Him, and that is an amazing thing. Pick up your Bible. King James Version is the one that I recommend. It's going to have the truth in it. Okay. It is a wonderful start, and God will reveal so much to you. But with all that being said, my love, be blessed.